The Broken Anarchy. The Broken Anarchy.
What's good, chat? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Slays, and welcome to another episode of Music Mondays. We are chilling. Just give me a fucking second to get settled here. And we're live at 9 p.m. sharp. I don't know what was with me in Mondays, like the past like 2 weeks, man. But I would stay up till like 3 p.m. in the afternoon, like a fucking degenerate. And that's finally not a thing anymore, thank God. But yeah, welcome to episode 53. It's Monday, January 24th. Hope you're well. If you haven't seen episode 52, go check that shit out. It's on YouTube. Exclamation point MM in the chat, or just type in Music Mondays on YouTube or Slays and you'll be able to find it. But decent show for y'all today. Lots to discuss, lots to talk about. I had a really good topic last night that I thought of, and I was like, holy fuck, I gotta talk about that for sure. For sure. But streams tweeted out, got a few updates for you guys, because we've got to launch a few things before January is over. So January is kind of an important month. 100%. Yo, King Mark, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. Welcome. Okay, streams tweeted, everything's good to go. So basically, before we get into reviews and all that sort of stuff, I have a decent topic to talk about that I thought about last night. But before we even get into that, let's talk about this month and what's coming for Music Mondays. So the YouTube channel is basically ready to go. I have everything all set up. All the old episodes of the podcast are going to be available on there as well. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this episode 53 will be the first episode uploaded on the new channel. And you guys are finding out here first before it's even tweeted or anything like that. The new channel will be launching on Friday, so regardless of anything, everything will be live Friday, but I'll be teasing announcements throughout the week for the channel. And this episode you're listening to here, episode 53, is gonna be the first episode that's available on the new channel, which is gonna be nice. I have the new intro trailer, basically new graphics for everything. It's gonna be dope. I think I'm gonna work it in a way where see, because it's funny, right? Like, I didn't want to make it like a whole rebrand, because it's not really what it is, you know what I mean? Like it's really not a rebrand, but it kind of is at the same time, because it's definitely like a refresh of the logo. It's a refresh of like basically everything that we have. So it's like shit. It's like teetering on like teaser sort of rebrand area. And I wanted to make it decent, but I didn't want to make it, like I said, sort of like it's a relaunch, because it's not a relaunch, you know? Because we've also had that before, so can be slightly different. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, actually a decent amount of submissions. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, those are the updates on the channel, man. Basically everything's coming this week. I'm gonna finalize everything tonight. And Music Mondays is gonna have its own channel. We're gonna start looking for a lot more people to host. We're gonna be looking for visuals, audio. We're gonna be looking to grow the channel in a lot of ways that I couldn't grow my own channel. And Music Mondays has just gotten to the point where it needs its own space, and it's gonna be dope. So really excited for that. Definitely make sure you follow us on all socials if you haven't already, to stay updated, because that's pretty much where you're gonna find out everything first. Now, let me sip this coffee, and we got some shit to talk about. Now, I came up with this topic last night. Sort of as I was making the SoundCloud Sunday playlist, which volume 14 is out now. So if you haven't listened to that, or don't follow us on SoundCloud, make sure you go do that. Volume 14 of SoundCloud Sunday is out now. But that's besides the point. I was looking for more SoundCloud tracks. And every week when I go through and do SoundCloud Sunday, I always have that problem where I see a whole lot of Spotify and Apple Music promotion and links. And I'm gonna pause this, because this isn't like something that needs to be, I guess, like misunderstood. So basically, this isn't for people who don't really care about their music career or where they go in music or anything like that. If you don't care about music and you just make music for fun, this isn't for you. Basically, the reason why I harp on SoundCloud uploads so much, and it didn't dawn on me fully until yesterday, mostly because I didn't really like put it together like in words in my head. I always just like subconsciously knew, I guess. The reason why I get on people's ass for uploading on SoundCloud, and why I think you should be uploading on SoundCloud a lot, is a lot of people don't deserve to be uploading on Apple Music and Spotify the way that they do. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm not saying that you can't or you shouldn't, right? Because I'm a person who has a lot of music. Pretty much my whole discography is on Spotify and Apple Music. But the thing is I see a lot of people with no support base, no draw, people who don't even do numbers on any platform, super side promoting their Apple Music or their Spotify. And if people aren't going to play your music regularly, why are they going to go on the same platform that they listen to their favorite artist on? and listen to you, or go buy your song for $2.99 on Apple. Why would they do that? And like I'm saying, like, I'm not saying like you can't drop on those platforms. What I'm saying is it's got to be structured. Like, you can't just like put out a snippet of a song and be like, yeah, go pre-save on Apple Music. Nobody's gonna care. Like, nobody's gonna care. But if you're like, yo, dropping everywhere on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on this, and this, and you give it to everybody on the free platforms first, and then you upload on distribution, then that's the way to go, because you're not really cutting anybody out. Like, I feel like you're almost gatekeeping yourself by doing that, because there's a lot of people that like most of the people that listen to underground music, right, or that go and look for artists or this, that, and the third, like, they're the ones who play music on YouTube or on SoundCloud or this, that, and the third. Nobody's going on Spotify and looking for unheard of artists. And I don't know why people get that idea. Like, nobody does that. And like, I don't know if people think like some magic A&R is gonna like pop out the fucking cut and just like give you a check for $1 million, but that's not how it works either. And that term A&R has become so skewed and like not a good term anymore, to the point where it's like, I don't even know why people care so much about trying to like get cut on Spotify and Apple, because they don't fucking pay for shit, as we know, for one. And for two, where are your listeners coming from? That's where you should be uploading. Like, if you just so happen to have your support base on Spotify, this isn't for you. You know? Like, if you do numbers, that's not what I'm talking about. If you're comfortable with where you're at, that's fine. But the people who don't know, or like are at like a dead end, or like don't know why shit doesn't pop off and they're talented, stop fucking promoting that. Put your shit on YouTube, put your shit on SoundCloud, put your shit on Bandcamp. Go serve it to the people for free. Like, it's logic like that that really has put a lot of people in this like crabs in a barrel mentality, where like you don't have to be doing that. Like, people feel like because everybody's doing good on streaming services, or everybody's doing good here, that they should be doing good there too. Like, because like I said, like if you're doing numbers on those platforms, this is not your conversation. This is not geared towards you at all. This is geared towards the people that don't know why they don't do numbers, but all they promote is Spotify, Apple, this, that, and the third, and like the only people that they can like get to like buy their new song is like their grandma or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's that kind of shit, you know? Bloodcat, what's good? I hope you're well. So at the end of the day, man, like, you can't ask that of your very small support base, like, constantly, like, without giving them an alternative to just stream it for free. Like, that's why I think free music is so important. Like, it's not about not making money off your music, because I think a lot of people like, I think a lot of people get that twisted, right? Like, it's not about not making money, it's about like only caring about making money. Like, that's the difference, you know? Because everybody needs to eat, everybody has bills to pay, everybody has shit to do. That's not what I'm saying. Like, people gotta live, and there's rent to pay, and all that shit, and people got families to take care of, and it's hard being an independent artist out here. Like, believe me. If anybody knows that, I do. So, that's not what I'm saying. But there's a way to do this properly without thinking short term. And those like little DistroKid checks and those little fucking, you know, $100 checks for pushing the shit out of your fucking Spotify and Apple are not worth it compared to you just serving free, good quality shit and putting your music everywhere. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't want the best of both worlds, you know? It's almost like people like sandbox themselves like on purpose. They're like, no, I have to only be on Spotify and Apple Music because that's where all the good artists are. Like, I only have to be here because that's where everybody else is. Like, that's such a like a follower mentality. And like, especially in like a digital internet age, dude, like, you don't like blow up with the big dogs. Like, you just don't. Like, it's just not. Like, sure, like, people get chances, people get lucky, people go viral, people get a good feature, someone gets put on, someone gets vouched for. Yeah, but what about the people who don't? What about the people who fucking don't? There's a shitload of artists that literally don't. You know what I mean? Like, people always want to talk about, like, success stories and shit like that. Like, that's great. That's fine. There are a lot of people who get their chances like that. But what about the ones who fucking don't? And they don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, free music is your gateway to actual fucking, like, a genuine support system that fucks with you. Because you've always taken care of them. You know what I'm saying? But they understand also, in turn, that you still gotta go get your bag. Like, you can't not go and get your fucking bag. Like, that's the thing. 4 times in the past week, I've asked artists if their music was on SoundCloud, and they said no because they want to get paid for this one. Yes, see, it perfect example, so I'm just never gonna hear them. Exactly. Bloodcat, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's such a, like, a short term kind of mentality. It really is. Like, it's like you're really only thinking about, like, a little check. And it's just like, dude, like, no label's gonna look at you and be like, oh, wow, like, he's got his shit, like, all together. Like, he only uploaded this one on Spotify. No, they're literally just gonna be like, take that shit down, we're gonna re-upload it. That's exactly what the fuck they're gonna say. Like, sorry. Newsflash. Like, you signed to a fucking label, you fucking signed for a check, they're gonna tell you to take all that fucking shit off. Like, bro. There's way too much politics to get into, but at the end of the day, like, if it was that easy, I would be sitting here telling everybody about all these success stories, you know, of every artist who only upload on Spotify and monetizable platforms and how great they are. There isn't any. Every artist I know that's successful right now, or that even was close to success, uploaded their shit on SoundCloud first. Whether it be SoundCloud, whether it be YouTube, like, people limiting their reach severely just to get $2 in streaming revenue. That's what I mean, bro. Like, to be honest, like, how much, like, bro, I'm talking talented people too. Like, how much did you make off that, bro? Like, let's be honest, like, bro. And if you do, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a person with, you know, 1,000 monthlies, you know, 2,000, 3,000 monthlies, whatever, like, this is not for you. Like, clearly you have your own community set up already. But bro, if you have like 800 fucking Twitter followers and you're out here promoting an Apple Music link, bro, like, nobody's gonna listen to that, bro. And it's not because of your followers, but it's because they don't see anybody else doing it either. And why isn't anybody else doing it? It's because you're only fucking putting it on Apple Music. Like Bloodcat just said, you're limiting your fucking reach, you know? Exactly. All the passionate people are on SoundCloud and Bandcamp and YouTube and shit like that. 100%. 100%. And it's not even like this, like, it's funny because it sounds like elitist or it sounds like this or that, but no, it's the truth, bro. Like, in this internet day and age, bro, like, where, like, this is just how you gain traction and gain a support base and gain a following, like, you can't name one artist that didn't blow up through the internet and, like, through free monetizable platforms. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many greats, dude. Like you could just go down the list. You could literally just go down the fucking list. Peep is, like, one of the first ones that comes to mind. Like, there's a lot. There's a real lot. So, all in all, to put a cap on this conversation, do what you want to do with your own career. I always say that there is no rules to the shit, but there always is, at least a little bit of structure. That's relatively important. Just try not to box yourself in too much. And make sure you're putting out free music for everybody and new listeners and potential new people that could fuck with you, man. Because not everybody in the world has Apple Music. Not everybody in the world has Spotify. Not everybody in the world has, this, that, and the third. And there's always these weird sections that just blow up people's music. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are blowing up in Japan that live in the States or vice versa. Like, you just gotta put that shit everywhere, dude. Like, you really can't just fucking expect your music to go somewhere on one platform because it makes you fucking $3, I got all the homies merch for that reason. Right, exactly, because, like, it's just this, like, passion pit. Like, it's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's a lot of shitters and there's a lot of, like, shitty people in, like, the underground scene, but there's people like Mark, there's people like Bloodcat, there's people, there's people that get it and want to make something of themselves in an organic, natural way that's not fucking just for the bag. And, like, you can get it twisted because it's not only for free. Like, you gotta eat, you gotta pay bills, you gotta pay rent. So you gotta monetize your music in some way, right? But at the same time, if that's the only reason you're doing this, you're gonna have a really, really rough time. Like, a really, really rough time. So that's that on that, man. Do whatever you want, but my advice and personal opinion is to always drop music everywhere. You can still drop music on Spotify and the whole nine, but I advise dropping on free platforms first. Let people enjoy it for a bit, and if people want to, like, bring it on the go to their favorite streaming service, you need to have it on there too. That's where Spotify and Apple comes in, it's not the other way around, where, because, like, put it this way, it's a lot easier to get traction on SoundCloud than it is to get traction on Spotify. But if you drop on both and you kind of do like the double promo deal where you're like, oh, okay, free platforms here, boom, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, YouTube, da 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 da, and then fucking 2, 3, 4 days later, oh, it's on fucking streaming services, go pre-save this shit. Like, people don't think like that. People just think fucking short term. They're like, oh, fuck SoundCloud, like, that doesn't make me any money. Motherfucker, it's not about money, it's about your brand. It's about your brand. Your fucking... What? Holy shit. It's almost like people don't fucking have, like, faith in themselves to make more hits. It's like, what, that's your only hit ever? That's the only good beat you're ever gonna make? That's the only good song that you're ever gonna do? Like, come on, bro. Like, that just ties into the other subject about, like, fucking, gatekeeping your own music and never dropping shit, bro. Like, that's a whole nother conversation in itself, but drop that shit. You know what I mean? Drop that shit. That's gatekeeping when you're in the underground. Literally, and the only thing they gatekeep is themselves. I totally agree. Jesus. Alright, well, I'm glad you guys fucking get the point, and hopefully, anybody else watching in the future on YouTube, does as well, Only when my shit not mixed right. Yeah, like, that's what I mean, bro. Like, all the homies think they Frank Ocean, but nobody watching. See, like, I'm glad there's there's people out there that genuinely understand what I'm fucking trying to say. Because I always felt not like crazy, but like people didn't get it. Like I was just like, dude, like where the fuck are these people coming from? Because like I grew up around like, well, not grew up, but like I came up, I guess, around like the time where like PPG Casper and fucking Wayland and like like there was a ton of people that like, oh, and Belize too, that were like just barely coming up, and they were all our peers. And then it was like 2019, 2018, where like everything really started to like shift. And then when I started to do my own platform after I left the platform that I was on, I noticed like there was just this like surge of like artists that like just strictly dropped on monetizable platforms, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I was like, dude, what is going on? Started focusing on SoundCloud like 2 months ago. It's one of the best decisions I've made. Yeah, right. It's way easier. Yep. Whereas on Spotify, it's gatekeepers everywhere. And Spotify, it's like so easy to like bot plays and not tell. Like if you don't know how to tell, you'd be like, oh wow, this dude has 100K, he's fire, I've never heard of him, that's crazy, good for him. Like, but on SoundCloud, like you can tell if somebody botted plays. Like if you look at a song and it has 2,000 plays and 4 likes and like the one comment's like buyfollowershere.com, like you can clearly tell it's fucking botted. You know what I mean? That's the thing, like a lot of people can hide behind that Spotify shit and they won't tell you that. Straight up. I've caught I even caught one artist I interviewed before promoting a botted Spotify. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe last year. Literally sus ass playlist Spotify. I don't even know I was running it, how to get out of it or anything. But on SoundCloud I could just block them, right? Yeah, Spotify's some bullshit too, right? Like, I think their support's relatively okay depending on what your distribution is. But I've heard of some bullshit. Like I've heard of people straight up stealing music and uploading it on Spotify. Spotify releases getting confused with like another artist. Like, so I was managing an artist one time and they had the same name as another artist and their music got put with theirs one time. It was a relatively easy decision to get resolved, but shit like that happens all the time. Yo, Cold Case, thank you, homie. I appreciate that. Hope you're well. Welcome. Did you hear about that guy who made fake movie soundtracks and hid his songs in them? Soulja Boy type shit? No, I didn't. What the fuck? I didn't hear that. That's crazy. So yeah. Excuse me. So to just put a cap on that, man. Drop your music everywhere. Don't let anybody starve for your music, and you could find new listeners that way, so it's never gonna hurt you. Oh, and that's the other thing too, like I'll talk about that before we end this. Like, people think that like if they only drop on like Apple Music and Spotify that like they're just gonna naturally blow up there. Like, no, dude, like if you upload everywhere, if it's gonna blow up, it's gonna blow up, right? Like, it's not like if it blows up on YouTube, people are gonna want to take it on the go, so they're gonna want to go to Spotify, they're gonna want to go to SoundCloud, they're gonna want to go to, you know, take it on their playlists and shit like that. So like, why the fuck do people think that like putting songs on like 1 or 2 platforms is gonna like force people on those platforms? They're gonna be like, fuck that. They don't have my favorite streaming service, so I'm just not gonna play this song. People are lazy. People are lazy, bro. People are fucking lazy. Because you've done it. If you're listening, or if you're watching, or this, that, and the third, I don't care, you watch on YouTube, you've been scrolling down the TL, you've been scrolling on something, and you can't get a video to load. Bro, you're scrolling right by. You're like, fuck that, I don't have the time for that shit. Like, that's the way people view music who don't make music. They're like, oh, it's not on my favorite streaming service, so why am I gonna listen to it? Like, why do people think that, like, people are suddenly, like, just pulling Spotify accounts out of their ass because you dropped a song on Spotify? Like, what the fuck? They're not gonna change where they listen to music because, you know, some artists they kind of like and are getting into, you know, exclusively drops on X platform. Maybe here or there, but not often. Not often does that happen. So, like, dude, stop cornering yourself and fucking drop your music everywhere so everybody can listen, no matter where they listen to music. You know? Like, there's people that listen to music fucking literally on iPods still. Like, dude, make it accessible, man. Like, because, like, the amount of exposure you could get from that far outweighs the amount of, like, $100 checks you could get from, you know, a distro store. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Work a side job, do whatever you gotta do, hustle, this, that, and the third, but don't be out here fucking suffering your own brand because you feel like you can get a little check out of Spotify. Not smart, in my opinion. But that's where we'll leave it. Those are my thoughts on it. Drop music everywhere. Music should be free. And go stream your favorite artists on your favorite platform. And go support your artists too, though. You know, like, at the end of the day, like, if they are giving you free music and they are always supporting their support base, support them back. Go stream them on platforms that you know pay, that you know do this, buy their merch, go to their shows, do it all. You know what I mean? If somebody's got a Twitch stream, if somebody's got this, got that, go support it, dude. Like, that's the thing, you know? Like, gotta make sure you support it back, too. Work full-time, run my own business on top of music. Exactly, Mark. Exactly. Like, that's the kind of hustle I like to hear about. Like, that's what I'm saying. Same here. Because, like, talking about Twitch streams, speedrunning, my own music, Music Mondays, my own personal life. Like, you know, it definitely is a hustle out here. So, in turn, if you do see artists, you know, doing their part and really trying to give out the best quality content for free, go support them in any way that you can, you know? Because I am for supporting independent brands, don't get me wrong. This is not some kind of, like, you know, I just think artists get it fucked up, and most of them do. But regardless, we got a decent amount of reviews in tonight, so let's fucking do this. You guys know the drill. These are what the tweets look like every week. Tomorrow's submissions will be open for episode 54 next week. So if you're looking to get your music, art, videos, anything on Music Mondays, the tweet will be live tomorrow. But as for this week, artists and creatives submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 1/24/22. That's today. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links to portfolios below. All art forms welcome. Literally all art forms are welcome. So basically, if you're a digital artist, if you're a musician, if you're content creator, fashion designer, anything of the above, come submit your work, man. We'd love to have you on the show. 100%. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get right into it. Malcolm, I think we've reviewed Malcolm before. 100%. 100% we have. They submitted a track titled My City on Spotify as well. Let's pause our lo-fi. Yeah, no, we've definitely fucked with Malcolm before, for sure. I'm pretty sure Malcolm has a fucking crazy sound. Either way, they submitted My City. Malcolm, My City. Let's fucking go. First submission of the day. Yeah, this cover already goes crazy.
Trey Young, nothing but nylon. Calvin Ridley stretching over the pylon. Need pussy that grip me like Python. I'm the newest ATL icon. On your desktop, deleting all your favorite icons. Chestnut checkers and you looking like a pawn. Rappers looking small, shrimp and prawns. Hustle from dusk till dawn. Made a meal just growing drugs on my lawn. It's true. Everything I cook is like 3-star Michelin. Stir the melting pot, reduction. Flying around Spaghetti Junction. Showed up late to the function. Still managed to get some suction. Trey Clyde on production equals volcanic eruption. So drop the confetti, the boy he been ready. Gatorade bass, now my diamond shine lemon lime.
Living in the city, living in the city. You know the town, stupid. You could get poked, grabbed and choked and shot up. Living in the city, living in the city. My city never sleeps. You know the town. Know the style.
I blur the lines between real and the CGI. Style undefined, 0 under the line. I got the slime Nickelodeon in 99. And we move that white girl, yeah, Amanda Bond. Call me.
Damn.
And I'm all that. Pull up Google Maps and type in where the hoes be at. You're over there. I only spit facts like Snapple Cat. All that bullshit you talking, shut your flaps. I got your girl undercovers like informants. I'm blowing up like Vesuvius storming. Not a star, got my own planet, my own orbit. Why the fuck your bitch look like Norbit? Oh, I know. Yeah, my mental stress is existential, but my potential is exponential. If I died today, my body was a rental. Flowing accidental on this fucking instrumental.
Living in the city, living in the city. You know the town,
Diamonds in the line.
you could get poked, grabbed and choked and shot up. Living in the city, living in the city. My city don't sleep. You know the town. Motherfuckers know the style.
Facts. Yo, Mark, you took the words right out of my mouth. Denzel Mortal Technique vibes for real. You know, it's mad funny too. I think Denzel was right on his TL here too. So Malcolm Ecstasy, man, I fuck with that sound a lot. See, like I said, Mark took the words right out of my mouth because it was very like new age Immortal Technique, except with like this real new spin on it. Nostalgic as fuck somehow. That's right. Like, cause like, okay, the beat kicked on and then the cover, I was like, holy shit, this is like very 90s, like, but like it has this like new age spin on it where it's very modern as well. I fuck with it. Okay, so you guys know the drill. Breaking it down by 3 categories. We're gonna talk about the beat, we're gonna talk about the vocals, we're gonna talk about the overall theme of the track. Beat choice is fire here. I like the more fast-paced kind of classic hip-hop style here. Faster BPMs of these kinds of styles of beats can be weird, but this one was definitely not in that category whatsoever. This is a great beat choice, and I think Malcolm killed it on it. Not something that can be very easily worked on either. Like a lot of these beats are big hit or miss. Like you can either sound like a complete dumbass or you can sound absolutely fire. Malcolm in this case sounds absolutely fire. So overall, great beat choice. Shout out this producer, man. Whoever it was. Really, you did good. Just a great job. Let's talk about vocals here. Vocals are definitely one of the more highlighted parts of this track. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just stuck out to me. Like, not only a lot of the writing in a lot of those aspects, but the mixing was A1 here. Now, like I said, you can sound really good or really off on these kinds of beats, and I think the mixing was just a really, really nice touch. Gave it that full nostalgic vibe, like Mark mentioned. Um, definitely just, like, I don't like. It's so off-putting because of of the modern sound. Like it's actually got me baffled a little. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but overall solid. I won't lie. Mix is really, really great. Flows and cadence here are really nice. The way this was written, definitely you could tell that Malcolm took his time as well. Malcolm definitely sat down and wrote a really constructive song right here. Like, this is a track where the way it's constructed is just perfect, but it's got that like bounce to it, you know? It's not just like low kickback kind of chill vibes. It's just fast enough to actually be like, okay, like this is a bop. Like, almost underground club vibes. Like, if you're going to like one of those like party clubs that had like those themes of like the 80s or 90s, this is the kind of shit that would be playing because it's so modern, except it gives that like nice hint of like um just nostalgia and classic hip hop. So I fuck with that a lot. Overall, great beat choice, great vocals. No gripes there whatsoever. Huge fan of this for sure. And overall theme is my city. Like, relatively simple. Definitely puts you in like the heart of like New York. Um, Sort of reminds me of like, oh my god, you could name like so many movies this reminds me of, but this could almost be like a solid movie track now that I think about it. Like, I just picture like American Gangster, kind of like big New York vibes, that's for sure. But relatively simple theme though. Living in the city, literally. And I think it is the overall city theme that gives it that real good, like, just classic hip hop vibe. So I fuck with it. I fuck with it a lot. There aren't a lot of artists out here that are doing this kind of thing and are doing it well at that. So shout out Malcolm Ecstasy, man. Keep doing your thing. I'm really, really impressed by um this unique take on more classic hip hop. Honestly, I fuck with it a lot. So with that being said, shout out Malcolm Ecstasy, man. That was a great listen. Everybody go follow Malcolm on Spotify, Twitter, SoundCloud. You guys know the drill. Go show him some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. That was a pleasure to start off with, man. That was a real pleasure. Up next we got the homie Lord Heretic. Lord Heretic has been killing it lately with his submissions, with just making sure he's showing Music Mondays the utmost support. And you guys know I don't ask for much back, other than support, I guess. Really, I don't even really ask for anything. Like, now I think about it. So Heretic's a real good homie in that aspect, where they're always submitting new tracks, always submitting their classic tracks, submitting to the podcast, submitting to the playlist. So shout out Lord Heretic, man. Real consistent with the submissions. But they submitted a track on SoundCloud titled Like That, featuring Dread, Prod Aesthetic Gloom. I think Aesthetic Gloom was a producer that okay, so I think we listened to a Lord Heretic track, and Aesthetic Gloom produced something as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a collab beat with Cinematic as well. Okay, this is 10 months old, so not too new, but not too old. 16.3k plays, 352 favorites, 33 reposts. It's a hit, lit, new favorite song from you, fire, yes sir. Yo, do you want to collab? The shit fire, yes. mix on point. Yeah, see, that's one thing you're gonna get from Heretic. Like, you're gonna get a lot of like hard shit. You're gonna get a lot of like really alternative trap, sort of teetering genre tracks. But the mixes are always on point, and that's what's really important. And it really makes Heretic shine, right? Because like these big loud tracks sound so crisp, and I think that's what I'm a huge fan of. So you guys know the drill. Lord Heretic, like that, featuring Dread. Let's get into it.
I spend another cash, bitch. Got it like that. Puffed out chest, talking shit. Got it like that. Smoking hella weed like a rapper. Got it like that. Fuck this life and what comes after. Got it like that. 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 Bitch, I carry blades like a motherfucker. Got that. Sip up on my 808, slow until the lights flash. You be talking hella reckless, bitch. I think I smell cab. You were locking lit, bitch, and I got it like that. Just the other day I hit bomb boy up. He said he's tired of these bombs with their chin up. Said that's a funny way to say that we the best. Okay, man, let's just get them on and get up on our quest. I'm talking split wigs, dead pigs, empty shells, burn six. Yeah, you cold-blooded just to send a fucking message. Heretic the Ayatollah with the fucking reverence. I'm working at this shit like I get pension and a severance. I'm spending hella cash, bitch. Got it like that. Puffed out chest, talking shit. Got it like that. Smoking hella weed like a rapper. Got it like that. Fuck this life and what comes after. Got it like that. 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 Till my lights go dim, you can bet I'll keep it one double. Claim you hard, but you a bitch, easy to see it subtle. I'll give you 5 fucking seconds to run. The hunt is part of the fun. You get smoked like a blunt. Come and get what you want. I am way beyond regular.
With this beat.
I've been burnt to the core. Feels like I'll never come back. I've been lost in translation. The fucking ghost of my past. Just know I got it like that. Ain't no qualms, I've been rats. I got my feet up, picking up straight as fuck a knife in the back. Say you love it, how funny you belong in the trash. Time to roll and kick the chair. My favorite part is the snack, bitch.
Holy shit. Okay, dude, like, what the fuck, dude? I need to know. I need to work with Heretic more on like a closer level, because this is like just such an interesting artist to me. Now, not only am I a huge fan of their music, but like this is one of the like standout tracks for me, just because it's so like the structure is great. Like the structure is really really great, and the way that the hook and the verses just tie in is just, yeah, this fucking hits. But you guys know the drill. We'll talk about the beat, vocals, and overall theme. Theme, you you guys already know what I'm gonna say. Um, but this fucking beat, dude, I'm not gonna lie. This beat is like a third feature on this fucking song, dude. And like, I feel like that's the way it should be. So shout out Aesthetic Gloom and Cinematic Man. They did a fucking fantastic job on this beat. Like, this beat is just like, you could release this beat on its own. Like, and it do fine. Like, it do fine. Like this beat fucking smacks. 10 out of 10 beat from me, for sure. Like, not even a question. Not even a fucking question. Actually, is definitely the first 10 out of 10 beat I've had in a long time. I think there was a couple artists not too long ago, definitely in 2021, that had a couple similar beats where I was really shocked, but this is definitely one where I really enjoy the mix on this. And like the way that the vocals sit and Heretic and Dread, yeah, for sure. So I have no gripes whatsoever with this beat. Perfect mix, perfect everything. Nothing's clashing whatsoever. Really, really great beat choice here. Vocals. Heretic vocals, I'm always a huge fan of either way. Just because you got to be careful with vocals on these tracks. Mostly when working beats with beats like this. Like a lot of these beats can be iffy, you know? It can be real easy to have shit clash and shit sound kind of weird, and shit can be fucked up. So, shout out whoever mixes these tracks, man. Heretic, I'm not sure if you had mentioned if it was you or not, but either way, whoever it is does a really, really great job. Now, structure, I'm a huge fan of the structure for sure. The way that the verses and hook is laid out is perfect. Hook doesn't get too repetitive because it's a simple hook, so you don't want it to get too repetitive. And I think the separation in the structure here gave everything a nice amount of breathing room, in my opinion. Same thing with Dread's vocals. Dread added a little bit of new sauce to the song, and of course, you guys know my deal with features. Features are not a big deal on tracks whatsoever. It doesn't take away from the artist or anything like that. I just think features should sound a little different from whoever they're on the track with, and I think Dread did just that. Dread was able to add his own grimy spin on it. The raspiness of their vocals definitely separated them and Heretic, and I fuck with that a lot. I definitely fuck with that. So if you got a feature on a track, just make sure you guys are doing your own thing on the track, but like coming together, sort of like a fusion dance, Dragon Ball Z. Make sure you come together. But beats fire, vocals are fire. Writing here is really good as well. For 10 months ago, Heretic has been at it for like a decent amount of time. So for 10 months ago, this is some really, really good writing. Like if you'd have shown me this now and didn't tell me it was 10 months old, I would think it was relatively new. So this is really impressive as far as 10 months old. That's awesome. But overall theme, relatively simple. One of those tracks you could play video games to. You could go to the gym, you could fucking clean the crib. You guys know the fucking drill. These tracks aren't meant to be storytelling kind of fucking tracks. They're bangers. Like these are fucking club mosh bangers. Like you put this shit on and you're gonna go fucking, like, bro, you're going on a jog and shit. Like you're going to the gym, you're training, you're this, you're that. Like these are those tracks, 100%. And huge fan, because I think music needs those. You know what I mean? And there's not enough of that in the underground that's done right. Yeah, definitely not a lot that's done right. That's for sure. Because like I always say, these tracks, you got to be gentle with them, because a lot of shit can clash. You could start sounding a little weird on them, and the screaming, and some shit can sound off if you don't know what you're doing. So shout out Heretic for sure. Definitely a veteran in this trap metal game for sure. I wouldn't even call it like full on trap metal. It's definitely alternative trap. That's for sure. It's definitely alternative trap. It's more of a harder trap. But either way, man. Shout out Heretic for the submission. 10 out of 10 track from me. Bonus points for the cover as well. Absolutely fire cover choices. As always as well, I think Heretic has one of the most unique cover choices. Always, because it's relatively simple. You just got the parental advisory logo, and it's always these medieval kind of like just these art pieces that are so, what's the word? They're just very dark, and it's got that classical feel to them. It's nice, but they always add a nice touch. Like I was saying, shout out Heretic. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, fucking everywhere. Go show them some love. Shout out Heretic. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be featured in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Let's go. That was a great start. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. We got a lot of good tracks, actually. Offspring got us a video. Up next we have Bloodcat. We'll queue up Bloodcat. Oh, this is gonna be good. And we got a visual. Oh shit. Alright. Let me go puff a cig for like 1 second and we'll cue this up. And we'll continue on. That is fucking excellent, man. Fucking excellent. This video goes. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Alright, I'll be back in 60 seconds. 60 seconds. I'm not even leaving. I don't even know why I fucking say I'll be back. I'm just smoking sick. Alright, hold on. Shadow Heretic. All right. Sig has been puffed. Let's go. Dude, I turned that lo-fi beat up. It sounds like it has like 808s. Jesus. Go 1080 for the culture. Okay, yeah, so Bloodcat is up next. They submitted No One's Coming to Help You Now official music video. January 21st of this year. Wake Up Violet, 33K. Vocals sound dope. Stop sleeping on Bloodcat. Relatively positive comments for a third-party channel, which is nice. You know, you always love to see that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Wake Up Violet. Fire. Absolutely fire. Definitely if you can do that as an artist, always go work with other channels and go try to get your music exposed to like a different audience. That's why the comments there are so good to see, because sometimes other people's audiences are weird like that. But it seems that Wake Up Violet was definitely very receptive, you know? Yeah, definitely tippable, Bloodcat. Definitely tippable. Very smart. You always got to do that. Everything. Yeah, right. I get you. I get you. Um, Bloodcat. No One's Coming to Help You Now. Official music video. Let's full screen. Wow. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about this. Per usual, just leave it playing in the back. But holy shit. So one of the first comments um under this video is somebody said that they really like the vocals, and it dawned on me that like this track could sound completely different if the vocals were mixed differently. And it's just like, no shit, Zom, you're fucking stating the obvious. But it's like, no, like, seriously, like, I think the vocals are like some of the most unique parts of this track just because it could sound like a completely almost different fucking genre if Bloodcat didn't do what they did to this. So, definitely made for a unique fucking track, that's for sure. Because I was like, wait a minute, this could sound like a different type of ballad. You know what I mean? Like, so I think vocals are a real big underrated part here. I think vocals are really, really nice on this. But either way, one other thing that I thought of as well was while watching this, like this is a video I could easily see on somebody's channel like a Starry as well. I think Bloodcat definitely belongs on a channel like a Starry. Um just a legendary channel like that in the underground. I feel like something like this is totally worthy of being on there. For sure, for sure. Like, I love a Starry, right? Like, I've interviewed T. Sean, who's been on a Starry. I've interviewed several artists who've been on there, Capo, all those guys. And the type of exposure, but like the amount of love too, like that a Starry's community has, I feel like Bloodcat would fit like really, really nicely in there. That's one thing that definitely dawned on me as well when I was watching this. But let's get right into it, man. This is a really, really interesting track. So, per usual, actually, before we get into it, let's check out this description. I like it. Go follow him, bloodcatofficial.com, Instagram, YouTube, submit your music here. And then you got the Wake Up Violet socials. Okay, cool. So they didn't lack on the credit, which was really nice. 747, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. But they didn't lack on the credit, which was really good. I mean, of course, per usual, as they shouldn't. But we'll break it down by the three categories, and then we'll, of course, talk about the visual as well. But I assume this is produced by Bloodcat. Usually, Bloodcat produces a lot of their own tracks, but this definitely sounds like a Bloodcat produced track, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, this is definitely one of those beats where only Bloodcat can make it not sound generic. I feel like sort of like what I was saying at the beginning, vocals are a really huge part of this. And not that this is like actually Wet Ropes made the instrumental. See, okay, aha. We have the rare occasion where Bloodcat did not produce the track. I'm glad I asked. Okay. So that's interesting. So coming from a wow, okay. So that makes it even cooler now, actually, because if you didn't produce this and didn't wow, all right. So definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Holy shit. Now it's like I gotta like rethink about that because it's like vocals are a huge part of this song for me. And now knowing that you didn't produce the track, it's almost even crazier that you did it to this because me as a producer, right, who's strictly a producer and not a vocalist, if I was sending this beat out for a collab or somebody's like, yo, I need beats, and I sent this beat out, this is not what I would expect back, or even like slightly like knowing your sound, I would be like, all right, yeah, do your thing. But this exceeds my expectations, like because this is like a beat that definitely holds its own. It's not generic, but it's very just chill, kind of like pop vibes. A little bit on the alternative side. Um, But all in all, like, a really, really solid choice, actually. Just because I don't know if Bloodcat felt like that they could do something like this to this beat, but when we talk about vocals in a minute, um, we'll get more into that. It's ironic, right? Because it's like an upbeat pop indie summer type beat. And I'm just like saying the darkest shit. Not only that, and it's like the mixing as well. Like the mixing and the cadence is so nice. But overall, enough about the beat. Excellent beat choice. Really did a great mashup here of styles like you just mentioned, but definitely not too much clashing or anything like that. It wasn't conflicting at all. So overall, solid beat choice. Shout out the producer. Shout out Bloodcat. This is a really, really solid beat choice for sure. Vocals though. Huge fan of this. Just like this style of not only dark versus light, because like Bloodcat mentioned, it's sort of like an upbeat, like indie summer kind of pop alternative vibe here, and he's got dark lyrics, but like the way that the vocals are mixed, it doesn't like give you dark vibes. It sort of like gives you like upbeat vibes almost, but like the tone and the content of the song is still dark. Which is like, if you can put all those feelings into a fucking song, just one track, I feel like you're doing it right. I feel like you're 100% doing it right. So overall, I'm not sure who mixed vocals here. I assume Bloodcat. Solid fucking job. Solid fucking job. Absolutely makes this track stand out without a doubt. The number one thing for me here is if anybody else were to hop on this beat and try to do what you did, even in a remotely similar way, I feel like they couldn't get the same style. They just couldn't. Like, Bloodcat definitely has one of the more rare styles that I've seen, just because it's so fucking unique. Like, sure, you could compare it to something a little bit, but not really. Um, it depends, right? But there's nobody that comes to mind, to be honest. Like, and what seals the deal here for me? Yeah, I did the mix. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Like, what seals the deal for me here for Bloodcat is the quality. The fucking quality. And it's not just about being unique. Like, there's genuine quality here. Like, that's the crazy shit. Like, bro, I gotta tell you, this track went number one on SoundCloud trending indie yesterday. Man just casually goes number one trending. Bloodcat, what the fuck? Like, yeah, dude, let's go. That's huge. Big fucking congrats. Like, that's not. See, what's crazy to me is like, it's not even like downplaying it. It just doesn't surprise me. Like, Bloodcat, like, if you keep working like this and you keep putting out this kind of fucking content, like, you're 100% gonna be exactly where you want to be. Like, without a fucking doubt. Without a fucking doubt. Like, that, not even a question. Not even a question. I'd bet on it for sure. For sure. Keep the same work ethic that you have now. Like, you're here first, for real. I remember the first time oh my god. Yeah, no. Wow. It's crazy. Like, I went through so many weeks of like kind of okay submissions and like finding like one or two artists that were like, wow, like really standout artists. And it wasn't up until recently, up until like the year switch in 2022 came around, like Bloodcat, Mark. There's a lot of like, Lord Heretic. Like, there's a lot of like really unique, talented, good quality artists where I was like, holy shit, where the fuck are these guys coming from? Like, I just found the gold mine, and I was like, yes, this is who needs to be heard, listened to, put on, the whole nine. But back to the submission, man. Beat and vocals, 10 out of 10 for me. Vocals really stand out. Probably the most on this track. Not that the beat's not good, not that the anything else isn't good, but the vocals are huge and just a really big deal here for me. So excellent job with the vocals. Now, overall theme of the track. Bloodcat is a very poetic yet simple writer. Not too complex writing, but like just complex enough where it's just it makes the lyrics interesting, right? And it makes them like dark in the way where it's not like miserable or dread, but it's dark. It's like yin and yang almost. Yeah, that's definitely the feeling is like the good and the bad and the bad and the good. You know what I mean? Like it definitely like sort of gives you the feeling of like light clashing with darkness here. I get a big vibe of that, 100%. And I think the visual even complements that a little bit more. And before we talk about the visual, um, overall, I would just have to say that Bloodcat has like one of the greatest like I don't want to say personalities, but like just sauce. Like the way that they get on tracks and write and do these kinds of like mixtures and blendings of genres. I think that's another huge standout quality is like a lot of these tracks like they're not similar, but they are. Like they're only similar in the aspect where it's Bloodcat sound, but other than that, they're not similar. Like every time you fucking listen to Bloodcat, it's a completely different experience. Sauce Cat, right? Swagger, right? Exactly. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely an aura, without a doubt, to Bloodcat, and this track is definitely no exception. Um, but overall, a great theme. I like the clashing of the light instrumental and the dark lyrics. Always been a fan of that. Huge fan of that. I think I mentioned a little about that in Mark's track last week, where you know you sort of had the happy sounds and the darker lyrics, and always been a huge fan of that. But let's talk about this visual before we close out this track. This visual here obviously received really well. Even the comments were overwhelmingly positive. But the thing that I do want to point out here is like while Bloodcat is extremely unique and extremely diverse and extremely independent, this video is something that like it takes effort, but like if you love what you do, like this is not shit. Like a Bloodcat probably had a fun ass time filming this. Like probably a fun ass time editing this. Like things like this shouldn't be so hard to do as an artist or as an independent artist. Like you can do this literally all by yourself with a green screen, with a camera, with wherever, you know what I mean? You can get a crew, you can not get a crew. Like if you have the drive and the work ethic, you can do shit like this. Like you know, I wouldn't say as unique as Bloodcat. You'd probably have to go, you know, find your own shit. But the point still stands: is shit like this is not that difficult to achieve if you want to work for it. Like basically just made a visualizer for the song out of stock footage, then got a projector and projected the visualizer onto myself and the wall and returned it. See what the fuck, dude? Like that's what I mean. Man's out here with the methods. That's what I'm saying, bro. And that's hustle, dude. Like that's how you do it. Like that's like important. Like that shows you really want to do this shit. You really want to make a name for yourself, build your brand, and keep providing quality fucking content. And this is quality fucking content. That's a really, really good way to fucking put it. Like, was that exactly easy to go out and do? No, but it was easy because you wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like it was easy because it's something for your brand. It's something for Bloodcat. It's something for you as an artist. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. So if you're not willing to take those extra steps, you're not going to be able to separate yourself from the rest of these artists. And that's what Bloodcat does exactly, is separate themselves. And that's what I think everybody needs to be working on. And that, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Like, you really couldn't ask for much more from an artist, you know? Like, coming from somebody who's managed groups of artists, single artists, like, you really can't ask for much more than this, you know? Like, that's a lot of effort. And, in hindsight, relatively easy. But that's neither here nor there. So I mean, 2022 Bloodcat going all in. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. Let's fucking go. So, overall, what a listen, man. And it's just more icing on the cake that it's hosted on a channel like Wake Up Violet. With that being said, man, overall, Bloodcat is definitely one of the most unique artists I found this year or any year in Music Mondays since we've started the show. 100%. Without a doubt. All in all, go show Bloodcat some motherfucking love. This man is exactly where they want to be. And as long as they keep doing what they want to do, they're going to be even further, without a doubt. Probably way beyond what they could imagine. So, Bloodcat, keep doing your thing. Thank you for the submission. It is always a pleasure to check out the visuals, man. Like, Bloodcat, that's the other thing, too. Like, Bloodcat's one of the only people that's consistent with visuals as well. Like, good quality visuals, too, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, good fucking quality visuals. Fuck. Motherfuckers are lazy out here, bro. Take a note out of Bloodcat's page and go fucking work. Holy shit. This motherfucker Bloodcat's in my Discord like, bro, I'm fucking working on pizza boxes and shit. And I'm like, dude, this guy's totally gonna fucking make it. Like, without a doubt. Like, this guy's totally gonna fucking make it, bro. Like, nobody fucking works that hard and just doesn't, you know what I mean? And is that unique, you know? So, with that being said, go follow Bloodcat. Go show him some love. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Go follow him on YouTube. Look him up on Google, Twitter, Instagram, the whole fucking nine. Show him some love. Bloodcat, thank you for the submission, homie. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Or more. Trying so hard to get this next release on Elevator, so hopefully soon I'll be submitting a link to motherfucking Elevator. Thank you for the love, bro. Of course, Bloodcat, I got you. 100%. Yeah, Elevator, I've had some interesting experiences with them, so I don't see why I don't see why they wouldn't. Like, you're definitely more than qualified, without a doubt, especially if it's anything like the visual that I just saw, without a fucking doubt. Shout out Nightbot. That's good shit. Okay, yeah, 4 more tracks. Let's get into these. So, up next, we have the homie Zeldelphia. I haven't heard from Zelly in a minute. Zelly submitted the track Circles, featuring Reservation and P. Abel, and a SoundCloud track as well. So that's always a plus. You know how that's bonus points in my book. 1 month old, not too shabby. Insane cover, actually. Looks like one of those, like, eye tests, except, like, it's, like, scrubbed on a wall. Yeah, I can only imagine what this is gonna sound like. 7 plays, 3 likes. Okay, let's go show this some love, man. Zeldelphia, I believe, out of California in the West Coast. Definitely has one of the more unique underground sounds that I've heard, without a doubt. Definitely another artist that's in their own lane. touches a couple different genres, so we'll see what we got here. Philadelphia Circles featuring Reservation and P. Abel, brought by Chapsworth. Shout out Chapsworth.
Circles. Bro, I'm circling, round in the whip, circling, fingers all on the click, hit a perfect, like I'm balling my fist. Yo, I shot for the moon just to watch it eclipse. He is dirty, piss stains on my shirt, pitching circles, loom filled with the hurt, sitting sideways, Paul Wall in the speaks, kick a door into four walls, nobody speaks. It's like that. He ranking the speech, tall boys, long arms, yo, extending my reach. Spit the bars so poetic that they calling me teach. Boy, step to me sideways, you know we gon' weep. Pain driven, God living, halo hang on my head. Same spitter, babysitter, putting children to bed. Hang loose, res is at it again. Like a bubble in the air, visualize what it said. Like a nub jar, bong rim, basketball hoop. All-star, five-star, never miss when I shoot. Drum kick, chuck, spit, tape, spinning a loop. Run quick, don't trick, boy, we coming to low.
It's always puff, puff, and pass to the left. I keep my circle small and family well kept. I found my way, but I tripped on the steps. It's like I'm driving around, only making lefts. Still a bit lost, it's causing some stress. Whether it's off the top bars or back and forth through text, we're reinventing the wheel every time the res flex. It's sink or swim, cause life's a fucking ocean. Keep treading water in a circular motion. Shoulder shogun, you're the one that was chosen. Scalping MCs to make sure their minds open. Not from this world like the trees we've been smoking, or an orb in the sky that my telescope's scoping. Pick a nuggety it's time to start toking. Ice cubes in the bong, feel like my lungs frozen. When my circle gets together, best believe we always go in.
A young king full of passion and big dreams, working hard to break a pattern and get free. But everything not really what it seems. He looks around and sees dealers and sick fiends. Pops was an OG, slowly making moves on the whole scene. Split another 4 key. Always kept his little boy on the low key, wanting him to reach a higher height in full steam. Dad never knew nothing else. Took the book of hustling from the shelf and played the hand he was dealt. But that can melt when jealousy arises, and he got some competition from this dude on the west side. So his pops made some threats, shut it down, but little did he know they planned for his crown. Fast forward to the graduation day, Pops made a stop at a liquor store around the way. 2 kids scheming on the corner in the shade, ambushed him from the back and took his life away. They turned around and heard the kids screaming, busted 2 shots but they missed, grabbed the heater. Unload the clip, 2 dropped to their knees. He graduated to a killer, killed all his dreams. So in the end, even love can be hurtful. Never know when your choices come full circle.
Facts, Mark. Facts. Wow, that was a track. Okay. Interesting that it only has 7 plays. I feel like, man, if that got to the right ears and sections, that would be crazy. Offspring Mysterious, what's good? Welcome to stream. I hope you are well. Happy Monday night. Okay. This is a long one, so let's break this down. We're going to talk about beat. We're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about overall theme. I won't spend too long on the beat. But overall, decent beat choice here. Beat choice that I could see why Zelly picked this 100%. If Zelly did pick it or they all picked it. Either way, solid beat choice here. The only gripe I would have with the beat is I did feel like it was a little too loud. Not overly loud or anything like that. It didn't make or break the track. Um it was just a tad bit too loud, but could have been everything mixed in with the samples and yada yada yada. But overall, solid beat choice. Chill, laid back, sort of almost I wouldn't say a New York style beat, but definitely has the sample like it for sure. But like I said, overall solid choice. Solid choice. Really, really fuck with this a lot. Not much to go in on the beat. Relatively simple, but does the job. Enjoyable as well. It's definitely not one of those tracks where it makes you wanna uh get up and do jumping jacks. It's definitely one of those chill, laid back, um, kind of like a smoke tracks. You know what I mean? This is definitely one of those tracks you put on at the end of the night, or like on a long drive home, some shit like that. So definitely the beat gives me those vibes for sure. Getting put in rotation for sure. Let's go, Mark. Um, but yeah, solid, solid choice. I fuck with it a lot, and it's one of those beats where every type of artist could do something on it, right? Like not like nobody was left out here. I feel like they all were able to do their own thing, so there's enough room in there to like, you know, finagle the bagel, and I fuck with that a lot. Um, Vocals. Let's talk about vocals. Zelly was first verse, and then of course, Reservation and P. Um, I felt like they all added something unique to the track, in which, if you guys know, back in I think it was a couple submissions ago, I think it was Heretic's submission with the feature, where I like to notice if features try to do something different than the artist they're on the song with, and if they do, that's great. You know what I mean? Because every once in a while, you'll get these tracks where like the feature doesn't really match with the artist, or does like something way too opposite, or shit like that. You know what I mean? Like as long as your collab sounds like good but different at the same time, I think it's a good collab in my book, and this is definitely no exception. I think they all did their thing here without a doubt. And for an exceptionally longer track too, right? Like 4 minutes 11 seconds. Like there is also two features plus Zelly, so it's justified. Um, but with it being a longer track, I feel like the structure is really good as well. Because you can fuck up structure like this, and I feel like they did a really good job with the structure as well. Um, and I just noticed in the description it says lead single off Chapsworth's "Welcome to California" LP. That's fire. So Chapsworth is putting out a project, and this is one of the tracks on it. I'm a huge fan of producer projects. My best project to date is my producer project, like, and I had the funnest time working on that shit. And there's definitely gonna be a lot more coming from me in that aspect, but producer projects are great, so it's kind of cool to know that this is one of those tracks. Um, but the vocals are great. No gripes at all, really. To be completely 100 with you. Everything's really structured well. Um, the hook is perfect, by the way. The hook is really, really fucking perfect. That was what I forgot to mention. The hook is really great for this song. I think Zelly did a really good job on the hook. Um, just perfect for this beat and the vibe that they were going for. I feel like the hook is excellent. 10 out of 10. Um, So yeah, overall excellent vocals. Nothing really to note that came to mind that was worth critiquing or anything like that. Or that I didn't enjoy as a listener. Vocals were great. Which I mean, if you have three artists on a track, you know, there's a lot of room for roughness. And overall, I think they all did a really great job. Overall theme, relatively simple, kind of, life goes in circles, kind of, hustle and bustle of life kind of theme. One of those beats where you can just like write a lot of shit down to about life. And I feel like more like Mark mentioned, sort of definitely got that New York kind of sound. And that's really where it comes in, I think, in my opinion, mostly is like the whole theme of circles in life and like the way that everybody wrote, especially the hook. Mostly the hook is where I get that vibe. But overall, when everybody did their verses, definitely a hustle track, without a doubt, and I like that a lot. So overall, Circles is definitely a great listen. If you're into chill hip hop, definitely go check out Zelly. Go check out Zelladelphia. Go check out everybody on this track. Go check out Chapsworth. Everybody did a really, really, really solid fucking job here. If you're into this kind of shit, go follow Zelly. Go show Zelly some love. Zelly, thank you for the submission, homie. Everybody did an excellent fucking job on that track. And of course, per usual, if you're looking for any artists featured on today's show, they'll be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Which, of course, drops every Saturday, by the way. Up next, we got the homie, Offspring Mysterious. Submitted a YouTube link, Wanna Ball Up, and it's titled TV Basketball Mixtape. And we got 2 more after that. So let's check out what Offspring linked. Hello, my fellow TV heads. Today I'm going to show you my basketball highlights. People always think just because we have TV on our heads, we can't do some very exciting things. For example, you wouldn't believe me if I told you I play basketball on this thing, right? Let me to prove you wrong. We TV heads do more than just wear them. We showcase our lifestyle, our talents, and wear them out. As for me, on the other hand, one of my talents in my home. What the fuck? Songs used. I love the credit. My interview website. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Offspring Mysterious TV basketball mixtape. Let's get right into it. Wait. No way. Holy shit. That's a big ass mirror. Mark is fucking comedy, holy shit. Look at this motherfucker go. Let's go, baby. No fucking way, dude.
Mark asking the real questions. That is a big mirror, holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, I'm just scratching the surface.
He on handicap but still don't miss. What the fuck? LeBron who? Dude, I think that's like the only comment too under this. Offspring TV basketball mixtape. What the fuck? LeBron who?
Oh, yeah. I'm just scratching the surface.
That was... I don't even, like... Okay. Offspring, since you're in the chat, I gotta know, what is the inspiration behind this? Because I love the dedication. Like, this must have took, like, all fucking night to film. Or a day. Or, like, 3 days. Like, the dedication is crazy. Now... Oh, man. What nice fucking reception. Everybody was, like, really nice right there. Holy shit. This is your whole project, but... As an artist, you always want to be on TV, so I thought to myself, why do I want to be on TV if I can become one? Welcome to my SoundCloud. Holy shit. See, Offspring, it's so funny, right? Like, I don't even know where to begin with this. So, we'll just give it, like, an overall review rather than a breakdown. This is such a unique thing because I see people, a couple have submitted to me before, that try to do more unique projects and things like this. And they're just not... They didn't have the dedication, basically. Like, they didn't have any dedication whatsoever. This, I know, took a while to film. Like, some of the small edits in here, and, like, not only is it your own, musical project, but the way that this is filmed and edited, it's so interesting. It's so fucking interesting. Like, there's a nice amount of small touches here. Like, every time you make a shot and you're like, yeah, like it gives, like, the TV, like, a personality. Like, it's like, I like it. I like it a lot. It's definitely one of the more unique takes. And, like, unique is, like, the lightest of the sense. Like, this is pretty fucking out there. But it's well done. Did it all by myself? You're looking at 3 days? Wow. Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. Grinding it out for real. Yeah, no cap. Like, that's... See, like, that's the amount of dedication no matter what you're doing. That's the shit I love to fucking see. Yeah, like, shit like that, how you go in front of the fucking camera and, like, dude, like, walking around with that TV on was probably, like, it was obviously hollowed out, but it was probably like, fuck. That shit probably got tiring. Like, this is some good dedication, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm a huge, huge fan of all the little touches, moving the hoop, the different angles. It's not just like it's not one consistent thing, and that's what's really good here. Yeah, I fuck with this a lot. I fuck with this a lot. See, like the thing that sold me too, though, is the fact that it's your own project that you're promoting here, and like you could like promote this as a video without even telling people it's your project. That's what's really cool. What an interesting concept. Wow. I will say though, the project in question here, that this was made for, 100% fire. That shot was the hardest shot I did. Now, are you... See, because we've reviewed art from Offspring, now we've got the chance to review music and a visual project. Now, Offspring, do you consider yourself like a jack of all trades kind of artist, or is there one thing that you mainly... Yeah, that's right, Mark, right. That's what I was getting at, like, because there's a wide range of content here, and I think that's another one of my favorite things is just the amount of content that you can get from Offspring. Like, we reviewed your whole site, and now we're reviewing, like, a visual project along with your own production. Yeah, fuck. Me and... I might as well just bring Mark on the fucking show. But yeah, man, overall, to put a cap on this, definitely one of the most interesting things I've ever seen, and it's the most well done, interesting thing. Like, I've seen people try to create projects like this and promote things in different ways, and just sort of like put an idea out there that didn't pan out as well, and this just shows the dedication here. Like, I really enjoy the dedication. I think that's my favorite thing about this, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I would go more into the music tracks here, but I feel like the visual is what's really important here. Just the concept of becoming a TV rather than getting on TV. I think is great. I think that's a great concept to see come to life, honestly. So yeah, all in all, I fuck with this. Great job. Great fucking job here. Lots of dedication. The project was fire, the production was fire. It kept me interested, and I think that's the most you can ask of yourself is, does it keep people interested? Yeah, this definitely kept me interested. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I like reviewing content like this, so I definitely want a bit more content like this. Like, this is definitely interesting, because, like, we don't necessarily have to dive deep into the music here. We can dive deep more so on the meanings of projects like this and get insight of sort of like what the artist thinks behind projects like this, you know? Like, this would not be shit if somebody just dropped this and, like, didn't say a word about it, you know? But Offspring being a designer, producer, and now a visual artist. So, I fuck with this a lot. 100%. Really, really interesting, great, unique concept, I'm not gonna lie. Just because of the dedication, too. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like, this just shows dedication. 3 days all by yourself. Like, motherfuckers can't even do 1 day all by themselves. So good for you, Offspring. Good for you. 100%. So, with that being said, everybody go show Offspring Mysterious some love. Go play their music on SoundCloud. Follow them on SoundCloud. Offspring Mysterious. Go show them some love on Twitter, Instagram. You guys know the drill. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode will be featured in the description of the YouTube re-upload every Saturday. Let's fucking get it, Offspring. Good fucking shit.
That was interesting. Wow. Wow, that was great. Okay. Um King Mark Music has been chilling in the chat all night, and I'm sure he's extremely excited to get their track up and playing. So, per usual. 1 year ago, cover is absolutely gas. It's also the profile picture, so anything that doesn't have a cover just defaults to the profile picture. So I fuck with that a lot. Definitely fuck with that a lot. Mark a real one. Mark is definitely a real one. Mark submitted their track Is This Real, featuring DJ Lucas. Prod Midas MIDI. Engineered by Holt Stairs. Wow. Lots of credits. Ape Caves in Washington is located. Yeah, see, I think I took note of that on your profile the last time. Where did I see that? Maybe on your Twitter somewhere. I feel like I knew that. I don't know why. I feel like I knew that, but maybe I'm just tripping. Either way, we credit everyone. See, like, it doesn't even take much either, you know what I mean? Like, just a little feature, little prod. And, you know, like, even if you wanted to be even stingier than that, which I'm not recommending any artists do, but, like, you just throw it all in the fucking description. You know what I mean? Like, shit, at least do that, you know? But this is perfect. This is perfect. I like the feature, and I like the way the prod is placed 100%. But my first impression of Mark was really, really good. So I don't really have high expectations, but I'm definitely really excited to get into Mark's next track. So, with that being said, Is This Real? Featuring DJ Lucas, King Mark.
Calling up DJ. Said he want the replay. We stay. I don't really fuck with what she say. Puffing on trees, got the OG pack, and I run it up this way. I don't really get play. Only really get play. I just wanna get paid, but I don't really get paid. Trying to make sure the rent paid. This rap shit won't really pay the bills. I wanna know if it's real. I've been breaking down the pills. All my homies split the bill. I just be splitting the legs. I'm so intoxicated, what a day. It's accentuated frame. Please just put it in my face. All this talking in the way. Wanna put you in your place. Me and DJ break it down. Backwards rolling up an ounce. We smoking really loud. Burn this Prius to the ground. Burn this Prius to the ground. Backwards smoking really loud. Yeah, burn this Prius to the ground.
They don't know what I go hard for. I used to sleep in the cardboard, but it could have been worse. I could have been outside Walmart holding up cardboard. Keep your head up and baby, just push that. Cause you know that the people gon' push back. And I know that I showed them some love before, and I'm sorry that people mistook that. They say that I'm selling them dreams. Only thing that I'm selling is weed. And I just love the cellular reach. I'm so deep in the woods that I'm telling the bees. And I just went and crossed all the borderline. Bitch, I'm not crazy, I'm borderline. And I came out the woods like a porcupine. If you fucking with DJ, get horrified. If you get ugly, get really bad. I look like I'm angry, I'm really sad. I came out the suburbs, might kill my cat. These hipsters still think I can't really rap. And the dope that I'm smoking smell like a carcass. How the fuck could you not think that I'm an artist? See a Marcus doing donuts at the Target. Look at what I started, I be touching parchment and it's fuck the sergeant. DJ.
That was fire. That was fire. Okay, wow. So, really, really impressive here. And for a different reason than I was expecting, right? Because my first impression of King Mark was, like, not, like, this sound at all. And that's one thing I really look for in artists, right? Is, like, is their sound consistent? Or is their sound really have a wide variety of places it can go? Versatile. Exactly.
Like that's the kind of shit I love. Like this was some true rap shit. And like you like okay, go back and listen to episode 52 and go listen to the Mark review of where we heard Mark's very first track that he's ever submitted to Music Mondays. And then we're going to go back and listen to this track and you'd be like, holy fucking shit. This motherfucker has range. And that is one of the most tippable things for an artist to have. Like you got to tip that. Like that's one of the best things you could ever have because for one, it grows a supporter base where they're not expecting one fucking thing from you. And for two, it keeps all your discography and your whole library really fresh. You know what I mean? For new listeners, for old listeners, everybody can go back and get whatever kind of sauce they want. Like, you like the sad shit? Oh, I got some of that. You like the pop shit? Oh, I got some of that. Oh, you like the rap shit? I got some of that. That's fucking good. That is good. Okay, Midas MIDI. Let's talk about the beat. Excellent fucking job here. Just look at the waveform. Literally the waveform says it all. Like the structure of this beat and the vocals literally are perfect. Like you couldn't get more of a structure that is not stale. Like this definitely takes the cake for ups and downs and peaks and valleys and making sure the beat and the song itself stays fresh. And that's one of the biggest things, you know, like you don't have to have 500 drums in your beats, but you want to keep them fresh. You know, you could have fucking 5 sounds in one beat, but as long as it's staying fresh, you're good to go. You know what I mean? And I think this is one of those cases for sure. All in all, great beat choice. Midas MIDI's definitely talented as shit. Really enjoy this mix. Nothing's clashing, nothing's overly done, vocals aren't drowned out, none of that. Mix is solid on the beats and definitely with the vocals for sure. So solid beat choice here, 100%. Definitely has the lo-fi mixed with trap kind of vibe. Could be a lo-fi trap track if you sort of like took like the 808s out too. Like, but either way, huge fan of the 808s in this track. In the sample as well. Sample's really solid. That's definitely one thing I took note of for sure. Sample's solid. It's really the little optimizations and the little things that you do to a song that not only me but other people take notice of. And then some people just completely don't care. But if you fuck with like the little parts of shit, then you know, keep them in. So great intro, great beat choice. Everything's solid about this, 100%. As far as the beat goes. I am both those people. Wait, are you trolling? No way. So wait. Either way. Fuck. What was I talking about? Nah, not the track. Oh, okay. I was like, dude, don't tell me you're fucking producing this too, because I was about to shit a brick. I was like, damn, you motherfuckers are putting in work. This is what I like to see. But no, that's fine. Okay, no, all right. I'm with you. Exactly. People said notice. Yeah. Okay. Yep. See, because it's sort of, yeah, I agree. I am both those people too. Yep. No, see, because, like, I don't think every artist needs to produce. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing if you don't produce at all. Because, like, a lot of the times, a lot of artists, like, sometimes don't like their own beats and, like, you know, have people send them shit anyway. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that, like, takes away from an artist these days at all. Is it a bonus? Yeah, sure. But, is it something that hinders you as an artist? Absolutely the fuck not. No way. I don't think so. Not at all. Because there's plenty of, like, really good producers that know what they're doing that would love to work with an artist like you, without a doubt. Myself included, but, like, there's a lot of, like, super producers out there that are looking for people just like this and you that are, like, versatile enough to do that shit. But Either way, back on track. Vocals engineered by Holt Stairs. Shout out fucking Holt. Vocals are excellent on this track. This shows the versatility the most. The vocals do, because if you go listen to the last track that we heard from Mark and you listen to "Is This Real" by Mark, vocals are consistent across the board. Whether they sound the same, I guess that's up to the person, but either way, they're consistent across the board in the aspect that they all sound really crisp and they all sound really solid. So shout out Holt, man. Did a really, really good job in the engineering here. And definitely not one of those like overly done sort of tracks where it's just like, does this motherfucker even really sound like this? Like, I feel like it's one of those mixes where it's just like the mix isn't too much of the song. You know what I mean? Like, this is very close to what Mark would sound like in real life. This is just the studioized version. And I think the engineer did a really good job at keeping Mark crisp. That's for sure. But for a shorter track, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, I think they made the most of it. Like I said, the beat structure and the structure of the vocals overall is fire. Like, absolutely fire. Nothing was stale or anything like that. And especially if you're going to be making short tracks like this, right? You gotta make sure that you're always switching it up and like it's not all the same thing throughout the whole fucking 2 minutes. Because either people are going to want more or people are just gonna be like, this is fucking whack. And I think they did a perfect job at keeping the structure really fresh. Definitely didn't get stale whatsoever. Literally identical to how I sound IRL, not gonna lie. Yeah, see, okay, cool, that's fire. Like, I'm a huge fan of saturated vocals, don't get me wrong. Like, I love a lot of auto-tune and mixing and shit like that, but at the same time, it depends on the artist, right? And the voice and all that sort of deal, especially what you're making. But this track definitely shines in the aspect of, like, making sure your voice is crisp enough, but also doesn't stray too far from what you sound like IRL, like you said, which is really cool. But yeah, man, structure. Huge fucking fan of the structure, 100%. Now, Mark did a fantastic job on this. I like the rap bars. I like the way Mark wrote his verse as well. But I want to talk about the feature for a second. DJ did a really good job at making himself sound different from Mark, but also adding to the track as well. You know what I mean? Keeping the track, on the same pace, but also sort of adding his own little sauce to it. You know what I mean? And I think that's really solid. So DJ was a nice addition here. And I like how sort of Mark, had his half of the song and DJ had his half of the song. DJ sort of did like the outro. And then the beat just kind of faded out. Your typical kind of like collab with your bro kind of track where you get a fucking fire beat and you guys just write to it and snap. Straight up. Like, tracks like these, like, probably take, it depends who you are or how long people's other verses take, but I've seen tracks like this made in, like, 24 hours. You know what I mean? So that's what's sick about these is like, this came out, like, so good for, like, something that's, like, probably so chill to make. You know what I mean? Like, it probably wasn't a stressor at all. So that's what's really dope about this, as I think this shows off, like, King Mark's sort of, like, untapped potential. Like, I feel like if Mark really sat down and wanted to fucking kill something, I can only imagine what that would sound like. Like, that's what's fucking crazy. That's what's really crazy. But overall, this is a solid listen. I'm impressed. I think the number one thing to take away from this is the versatility. Never judge an artist off the first song that you hear them from. And if you're somebody like me who does review music, it can either like be a really good sign or a really bad sign. And I think this is like a really big telltale sign of where Mark is gonna go as an artist for sure. Just because they can do whatever they want. Like, this is completely different than the first submission, and it's equally as good. Like, I think that's what's a real standout thing here too. Honestly. So yeah, overall, beat, vocals, theme, all excellent. Definitely a really chill, but still a banger kind of track. Teetering on the alternative trap side. But definitely has a little bit of modern lo-fi mixed in there. Everything's solid, man. Really, really always a pleasure to listen to King Mark, honestly. So, with that being said, everybody go show King Mark some love. Probably one of the best unheard of artists that I've reviewed here in 2022, along with Bloodcat and a couple others. Shout out Mark for the submission. Thank you, homie. Everybody go show Mark some love. Follow him on Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram. You guys know the drill. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Now, last and most certainly not least, YCMG. I don't think we've reviewed anything from YCMG in a long time. I think it was spring or something. It was definitely a long time ago. They submitted, I believe, their recent track, Liquor and Weed. Let's pop this open in a YouTube tab. I've always been a fan of YCMG's covers. They're all like sort of like the same, but not really. It's so funny. They always have like this like sort of like glass of liquor or like a cigar or something like that. And it's cool, right? Because it keeps like the consistency of a lot of their tracks. But without further ado, YCMG, Liquor X Weed. Sample's fire.
Coming off of this liquor, I'm coming off of this drink. Coming off of this weed, I roll up to ease my brain. I'ma pour another one. I'ma roll another one. That's right. Coming off of this liquor, I'm coming off of this drink. Coming off of this weed, I roll up to ease my brain. I'ma pour another one. I'ma roll another one. That's right. Feeling a little tipsy. I got the drugs in me, smoking dope, living some dope life. Though it's been hella hard times, I don't know what it is about it, but I keep it going. Slow motion, no rushing like my bitches, how I let my cars. That's foreign. Sipping Henny, thinking about my brother Jay. Reminisce about them days, counting all this money, but the pain that's all on my skin. It's like some poison ivy, it won't go away. Man, shit really be fucked up. Damn, but I'ma be okay. Yeah. Whoa. That's all day. Yeah. Whoa. Forever I'ma be alright. Pray every day and night. Oh yeah. Coming off of this liquor, I'm coming off of this drink. Coming off of this weed, I roll up to ease my brain. I'ma pour another one. I'ma roll another one. That's right. Coming off of this liquor. I deserve to be turned up. Since a youngin', you know, I just wanted to have fun. Now I wanna get rich, then a bitch got an old soul, home with old heads. Learn from the streets, books really wasn't for me. Hair up on my chest and face at the age of 13. Only for a cushion liquor, I ain't for with pills. Others other things. A plain person, yeah, by any means. Shout out Gage, money bag, yo, break gang, let's celebrate. Pour up, roll up, straight meditate. Wiz Khalifa, KK, let's get trippy, man. Juicy J, ball like I'm O'Neal, hooray. Hey, hold up, cause I'm coming off of this liquor, I'm coming off of this drink. Coming off of this weed, I roll up to ease my brain. I'ma pour another one. I'ma roll another one. That's right. Coming off of this liquor, I'm coming off of this drink. Coming off of this weed, I roll up to ease my brain. I'ma pour another one. I'ma roll another one. That's right.
Okay. That was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, and it's definitely an older release as well, June 20th of last year. So, we'll just break it down by the typical 3 categories, per usual. We'll talk about the beat, we'll talk about vocals, and we'll talk about overall theme. Beat choice here is actually really fire. Not your typical generic trap beat. Definitely has a little bit more sauce to it. It's definitely got a little bit more style. I think the production is one of my favorite parts of this track for sure. Mostly because of how like unique it is. It's definitely not your typical trap beat at all. I'm not sure if producer credits in the description. It is not. Love the beat. Yeah, see that's kind of what I was thinking too. But yeah, fire beat choice here. Definitely has that Texas style. YCMG's from Houston as well, or at least based in Houston, so it definitely has that Texas trap sound without a doubt. Mostly from the synths and the melodies here, I get a lot of the Texas vibe, but I feel like the mix is really what makes it. A lot of the mix on the drums is fire. Makes this really crisp. So overall, solid beat choice without a doubt. Vocals are interesting. Vocals are something that sound excellent on this track. Like YCMG's vocals sound really, really good on this track. Whoever the engineer was did an excellent job between beat and vocal ratio, without a doubt. Vocals were solid. My only gripe with sort of the vocal section was the pronunciation and sort of the cadence and flows of how certain bars were performed. And other than that, I think this track's really well structured for what it is. Like, I always get surprised by people's song structure because this gives you more like the classical rap feel, but almost with like a more modern spin on it. I guess classic hip hop. Definitely one of those like Houston bangers, without a doubt. Like you can just picture like the city and you know, like this is one of those songs where you could like picture the visual in your head 100%. But overall, simple structure, verse, hook, verse, relatively simple, but overall good. I think that's really the only thing that stuck out to me was the sort of like offbeat flow a little bit, and sometimes it can be intentional, sometimes it's just like, you know, the way that they felt on the beat at the time, so definitely not a bad thing. But overall, that was the one thing that definitely stood out to me. But overall theme, as you could tell, liquor and weed. Basically just, you know, I guess you could consider it a party track. It's more of a chill track though. About just basically sipping and smoking, honestly. Just basically backing up from like the stresses of life and sort of, you know, chilling the fuck out. And which, I mean, a lot of people can get behind that, and a lot of people can get behind chill tracks like this. So you don't really need to have much of a background to have a relation to this track whatsoever. You know what I mean? If you drink or smoke, you should be able to get into this track whatsoever. You know, even just a little bit. But yeah, man. Overall, I feel like the flow is the only thing that kind of threw me off like a little. But other than that, solid Houston track for sure. Definitely has that like good hip hop feel to it. But it is an older track, so I definitely like to hear some newer content from YCMG. But with that being said, shout out YCMG. Thank you for the submission. Much love, homie. Everybody go follow YCMG. Show him some love. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. You guys know the drill. And yeah, every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload that's uploaded every motherfucking Saturday. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all of our reviews for the night. That was a long one. Mostly because I've been spending more time on the reviews. I don't want to like spend too long, but I don't want to like neglect them. You know what I mean? So like I always got to try to find that like nice even balance. You know? Like I feel like having that like even balance of like at least I don't know, like it's weird, right? Like if I spend too long on one review, then I feel like everybody else's review got, you know, kind of like wah. But on the other turn, it's just like sometimes I just like to go with the flow. You know what I mean? Like, of course, none of this has a fucking script, you know? So sometimes you just gotta go off the dome. But yeah, man, let's fucking go. Shout out to anybody who came through, showed love today. Shout out to anybody who submitted music. Thank you. Another fucking banger episode in the books. We recapped what's good for this month, the YouTube channel dropping this month, so more details on that on our socials. We had a really good discussion about artists dropping on monetizable platforms. I'm gonna dip out. Have a good one, Zom. Yo, later, Mark. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much love. Later. But yeah, that about concludes it, man. We had a decent amount of reviews. Usually reviews are taking up the bulk of the episodes now, which is pretty much okay. That way I don't have to have like a bunch of like filler content and shit like that, you know? It's just really nice. So either way, that's gonna do it for the kid. That's gonna do it for Music Mondays episode 53. Shout out to anybody who came through, showed love. Mark, Offspring, Bloodcat, anybody else who lurked and came through. 747, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'll be streaming after this in about 10 minutes or so for my regular scheduled content. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 54. Make sure you follow us on all social media at All Music Mondays. Stay up to date on what we're dropping for content, episodes, playlists, everything. So be on the lookout this week for announcements for the YouTube channel. And of course, submissions open tomorrow for next week, episode 54. Submissions open for SoundCloud Sunday this Wednesday. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it for the kid. See you guys next week for episode 54. Enjoy yourself. Shout out to anybody who came through, submitted, show love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow, subscribe, the whole deal. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. Be safe. I'll see you guys next week for episode 54. And I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes for a regular stream. Later. Be safe. I love you guys.